Alright, welcome to this lesson on creating a new project. And of course, since we'll be working on projects, I'm going to demonstrate from start to finish how to go about working in Kubernetes and then using and creating pods, creating clusters, and then creating load balancers and working with your app. And then of course our deployments of our app as well, configuring external IP addresses and so forth. So there's a whole lot more to this. I'm going to walk you step by step into these projects. So we'll do several samples that are provided to us by Kubernetes, and of course then we'll create our own as well. So in this lesson, starting off, I'm going to just show you how to create a new project. Okay, so once you're logged into the Google shell, let's go ahead and take a look at our existing infrastructure. So let's go to the gallery here. And let me go ahead and click on the compute engine. I just want to see the VMs right now. So right now we only have the one Ubuntu machine that we've been working on so far. Perfect. Now Kubernetes can run on a range of platforms, right? From your laptop to VMs on a cloud or to a rack of bare metal servers, you name it. So it's just a matter of taking the time out and configuring Kubernetes on those platforms. So for example, if you're running on a cloud, you could use AWS, you could use Giant, you could use Rackspace. If you want to run Kubernetes on premise VMs, you can use Vagrant, you can use CloudStack, VMware, and so on. Okay. Similarly, if you want to run on bare metal, you can use Fedora, Ubuntu, CentOS, and so forth. So there's a whole wide variety of platforms that you can run Kubernetes on. Now within Google Cloud Platform, Kubernetes is built in to the container engine. Okay, so let me go back here to the gallery, bring up the container engine. So this is the Kubernetes hosted environment. Okay, now it doesn't really say anywhere the word Kubernetes here. Okay, so I know this may be something very new to you, but I'm going to show you in fact how to access Kubernetes right from our Cloud Shell. But it doesn't really give you any option here. There are no menu options of Kubernetes on the gallery or on the menu here or anywhere. So there are no settings which says Kubernetes. Okay, so it's a back-end process. I'm going to demonstrate how to create a project first, and then of course in subsequent lessons as we move along we'll create clusters and access the GUI interface of Kubernetes. So keep that in mind. But in this lesson I'm just going to create a new project, and this project that we'll be working on, what we'll do is use WordPress Docker image. We'll just pull any public repository Docker image of WordPress, and we'll create a publicly accessible WordPress website. Okay, plain simple. And of course that's going to be backed up by the MySQL database running inside the Google Container Engine. So we'll of course create pods, we'll put containers in those pods, and then we'll configure them. Okay, so the project itself is on a macro level just creating a WordPress website right on Google Cloud Platform using a Docker image. So let's start. Before I actually get detailed into the different areas in this lesson, I'm going to stick to creating a project, but I do want to mention our objectives as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new project. Click on the gallery, let's go home, and here's my dashboard, and I have several projects, right? So if I click on the drop down arrow under my name here, notice there are two different projects that exist already, and of course the one with the check mark says side. This is the current project I'm working on. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create a project, and this is going to bring up a dialog box, and I'm going to call this project Claydesk. And of course it gives me the project ID as Claydesk-1380. Now of course I can edit this if I need to give a different ID, because this ID will eventually be part of the URL and so forth, and it'll stick to your project. Okay, so you can change the ID or leave it as is. You can also click on some advanced options and of course select the App Engine location, whether it's going to be US Central, Europe West, or US East. But we'll configure this later as we move along. So I'm going to leave the project ID as 1380 as is. I'm going to go ahead and click create. And Google Cloud Platform goes to work, and notice once it is created, I'll get a notification that a new project has been created. If I click on the notification tab, it says that it's creating a project called Claydesk. And once it's created, it brings up the dashboard. And here, notice I can click on the drop down, and here's my project. So the project ID is Claydesk 13-1380, and it also assigns the project number. So let's click on home, bring up the gallery here, and let's go ahead and click on admin. And the reason why I'm on this page is because I want to make sure that we have the permissions, right, for the project Claydesk to all of its resources. Perfect. If I click on all projects, it's going to list all of these projects, and here's our new project that we just created. So in this lesson, I just want to demonstrate how to go about and create a project using Google Cloud Platform. So as a practice task, go ahead, log in, and then just simply go ahead and create a project. You can give it any name you like. So I hope this helps, and let's move to the next lesson.